there are so many of our Muslim and Christian brothers and sisters who seem to be also rediscovering their roots and they're returning to Dharma. How is this happening, in your opinion? I mean, there has to be a huge change in a person's thinking, and I'm sure they would be facing some kind of resistance from their own communities. So could you share your thoughts on that?
Yes, again, it's a very contemporary and powerful question and subject to consider. So I'm going to use an analogy of a lie detector. If you attach somebody to a lie detector, the moment they lie, their body becomes so uncomfortable that it's detectable. And so there is a message that our bodies, our minds, our hearts are constructed to actually be content and at peace with complete truth and integrity. The moment you have a conflict in any of those, our body gets disturbed. And there's a very important lesson that only those people who are completely content will be completely healthy. Now, we are finding that people are looking at the beliefs they acquired when they were young, when their minds were vulnerable, and they're saying, well, these beliefs have not brought me peace. I find it as a human being difficult. How long can I go and ignore such fundamental feelings? My heart is not happy. My head is not at peace. And yet I see these Hindus wandering around like they have for 15,000 years, quite smiling and at peace with what's going on, even though they have been on the receiving end of atrocities for so many millennia. They must have something. And all it takes is that natural desire to seek peace, happiness, and contentment. That desire needs to get just strong enough to cause blind beliefs to be questioned. Once the journey starts, that's the first domino. It tumbles, and then a person is seeking. And each time you get an answer to what you're seeking, you feel less ill at ease. Each time you get another answer, you feel more comfortable, more contented. And the more answers you get, suddenly you start to nourish, and your existence as a human being begins to really start once you start seeking and getting answers. So it doesn't matter whether the ideas are from what's called a Christian tradition, which is just a mind map, or whether it's from a Muslim tradition, just another mind map, or indeed whether it's from a Swami Narayan tradition, which again is a mind map, or any parampara. All of our paramparas lead you to a stage beyond parampara. And some paramparas bind you into the parampara and do not launch you forward. And that's the difference. So people are leaving a set of ideas which imprison and ensnare a person, because who wants to be a prisoner for that long? So the important thing is that we need to encourage people to revert from believers to seekers. You know, if you show a child a puzzle, naturally he will try and solve it. And when he solved it, she will feel really happy. We are built as seekers, not as believers. And so more and more people are reverting to that natural state of being. So it's not as though they're leaving a tradition and taking on another tradition. They're actually releasing themselves from a mental straitjacket to become a fuller human being. And that's why we don't convert. You know, how can you convert somebody when they are in an unnatural, confined state and they become natural? That's not a religious conversion or anything like that. It's just a reversion back to being a natural human being. And so this is also inevitable. There is an understanding which I've acquired, and that is that left to humanity, each of us develops into a divine being. But to preserve violence, you need an institution. To preserve violence and re-inflict it generation after generation, country after country, you need institutions into which violence can be enshrined. If it's emotional violence, if it's intellectual violence, or it's physical violence, you have to have an institution. And we do not have institutions which enshrine anything, because we say any human being can start on a path of sadhana, and what will happen is nature will take its course. And what we will see and witness is the emergence of a contented, peaceful, tranquil, dharmic human being.
Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this Chitti Media content. Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.